When you have free time, what do you do? When you get home from school, from college, or from university, what activities do you pursue in your free time? Because I know the majority of people, they will literally get home from school and they'll scroll on social media, get into their bed, and start to kind of sleep and fall asleep. And while I'm not saying that sleeping is a bad thing whatsoever here, because the fact is, sleeping for 8 to 10 hours a day is something that's very beneficial to you and something you should aspire to achieve. But sleeping for like 14 to 13 hours a day doesn't give you any more benefits and does end up being a little bit of a waste of time. And if they're not doing this, many people are playing video games and snacking and going to like raves and parties way too many times a week. And while these people may think that they are just enjoying the present moment, the fact is they may unknowingly be destroying their future. You may have heard the phrase, are you enjoying your present or destroying the future? And there is a difference between the two. You can enjoy the present whilst building your future, because many young people, they almost feel excused to enjoy the present without thinking about their future because they have their whole life ahead of them. And while that's not such a bad mindset to have, the fact is these people have almost been manipulated by society to think that they should enjoy their teenage years, and instead of building the foundations to from when they have to like work hard in their 20s and 30s, they feel that they can enjoy now and then just work harder when the time comes for them to build a career or build a business or whatever kind of aspirations they have in life. And the earlier you stop doing these bad habits, the better your life will be in the long term. The earlier you stop falling asleep and wasting time after school, the earlier you stop scrolling on social media, the earlier you stop playing so much video games per day, the better your life will eventually become. Because once you're kind of building the foundations in your like younger years, your teenage years, and even if you are like older, like 20 and 30, once you start to build the foundations now, your life will end up compounding to become so much better than what it would have been like a year ago. Just if you do kind of simple disciplines, just like exercising and working out. Because the fact is, so many people don't even like exercise whatsoever. 35% of people have never like exercised once in their life. I mean, they've probably done it a few times, but they don't plan on exercising any time in the future, and they don't see it as something that's important whatsoever. And only 17% of people actually kind of regularly work out on a day by day basis and consistently put effort in to building this, but to building themselves and building their future. And that's quite a worrying statistic because it probably goes down in people who are under 18 because, as I said before, these people almost feel excused to be able to destroy their future and enjoy the present because they believe that they'll just be able to work harder in their 20s and 30s when the time for jobs and careers and like businesses and stuff kind of come to your life. And you can build your future whilst also enjoying the present. You don't have to do things like going to raves and stuff multiple times a week to enjoy the present and be able to like build your future at the same time. Spending time with your friends and practicing your social skills in a way that's not like detrimental to your health, like going to a club or whatever, is such a beneficial thing to you that will improve your mental health as well as improve your social skills and build your long-term future. Doing something like meditation or working out will build your brain and build your body over such a long amount of time. Like every little day, if you put in the simple daily disciplines, it will compound over time and you will see the kind of effect on your mental fortitude as well as like your body's strength at the same time. But the fact is, these people, because they don't see these things as important, they don't see things like working out and like meditation as important. They'll often think these things are just useless because you may not see results in like the first 3 to 6 months. But the fact is, when you do things like meditation over a certain amount of time, you meditate every other day or every day for like 3 to 6 months, you will see the fact that you almost get stressed less because your brain is a lot stronger than what it was before. You can almost deal with more thoughts being inside your head just because you did 10 to 5 minutes of meditation every single day. But because the 10 to 5 minutes of meditation every single day may not have such a big effect in the short term, these people won't try to do these things and they'll laugh at people who do end up doing these things when they're young and trying to build their future because they don't quite understand the importance of these activities and they sort of glance over the importance of them. And the earlier you start doing these activities, the earlier you start trying to meditate and work out, whether you are 12 years old or whether you were 20 years old, the earlier you can like get an advantage over the people who kind of laugh at you for trying to start to change your life, go to the gym and like meditate and stuff. The earlier you start to do these activities and to change your life, the better you will become in the long term. Someone who is like 12 years old if they start to meditate and to work out and to put in the little daily disciplines like journaling and eating healthily every single day, they will be like insanely, like they'll be an insanely built and developed person with like insane mental strength. They'll probably learn and know so much just about the world and about themselves and about other people, and they'll just be so much overall a better person than someone who decided to delay like anything that they was going to do for like work and stuff till they were 20. They're going to become so much more developed than someone who said, I'm going to like enjoy the present now and just start working hard when I'm in my 20s and 30s. But if you literally put towards maybe 2 to 3 hours a day of just putting in simple daily disciplines that will compound and build your future, you'll be so much more developed than the type of people who do decide to do this and do decide to not start working on themselves until they're like 20 and just enjoy the present whilst destroying their future so that they can kind of like build themselves back up when they're 20. If you decide to actually do these things like working out or meditation when you're like 15 years old, 12 years old, your life will be so much different to someone who didn't decide to do those kind of things, because the compounding effect will end up the compounding effect will take you so much higher than these people who are on the kind of opposite end of the spectrum. Because the fact is, I wasn't even so like badly kind of down in the dumps with my mental health or anything like that. When I first started self-improvement, I was still at like quite a good stage of life, and I wasn't really destroying my future too much, and I thought that I could just kind of continue doing things like playing video games and spending time on social media, because I didn't think that they were going to have an impact on me at all in the long term. But then I had a sort of a sudden realization that told me that maybe if I decided to improve my life like right now and start working out and doing meditation and all that kind of stuff, I would end up like almost like getting off the path before I end up going down further. Because if I kind of did those activities like again and again and again for a longer period of time, my life would have got worse and worse and worse. But if I stopped doing those activities, the earlier I stopped, I will end up like flatlining, and then I'll end up curving up, and my life will get better and better and better instead of getting worse and worse and worse. And I saw this in so many other people who didn't decide to try to like work out and meditate and do simple daily disciplines, and eventually their life is going to just kind of go down in quality as they decided to like invest in instant gratification rather than delayed gratification, and kind of wait until they were 20 or 30 to actually put in a lot of effort into their life. So with that, I hope you found value out of this video. I hope you found value out of the fact that you can start so early in self-improvement, just spending 2 to 3 hours a day doing things like working out and meditation, and you will see so much progress, and you will overtake so many people in the kind of competition of life or whatever. And with that, I recommend subscribing, because I like this community of young tribal people who are willing to improve themselves so much more than they already have, and good luck.